So hello everyone to my stream, which I know was kind of a different break from what I did before because I was streaming like constant Danganronpa. This time I'm doing something a little bit classic for me. Ultimate Doom. Now currently this is the 3DO music that is playing. It's awesome, but that port, by the way, is terrible. If you don't know about it, I did do stream a long time ago related to it. But anyways, so the purpose of the stream, and the reason I'm doing it today, as it was titled, it is a challenge stream. Now the reason why it is called that is because Monday I was at my friend's house, or my sister's house, and he left a stream on, and it ended, and I went through his like follow list to look at someone, and I found someone that was playing Doom 2 Hell on Earth. I want to look at it. The person in question, his name is Outworld. This is the guy's Twitter handle and everything if you want to look him up. He's mostly a Mortal Kombat speedrunner streamer and stuff, but he's been doing this Doom 2 streams lately. He just did one yesterday, I think. And the reason why it was fascinating to me was because the guy was playing it blind. He's never played Doom before. And not only that, he's not saving. Which means that if he dies, he will restart the stage with a pistol. And I just was watching him play through this. And someone for me who's played Doom 1 and Doom 2 many times, have beaten it many times on Ultraviolent. I know the game inside and out. You know, I've never done something like this before. So it got me really thinking, you know what? Let's challenge myself. Let's see if I can try to finish the entirety of Doom 1 and Doom 2, not in a single day, but the entirety of Doom 1 and Doom 2, pistol start, and no saving. So I would have to try and finish the level without saving. If I die, I have to start from the very beginning with the pistol. Those are my restrictions. That is what Iron Mode means. That's what pistol start means. That is my challenge. Ultraviolent, no saving, start with a pistol if I die. Well, not if I die, I will have to do it. Yeah, he played it blind. Well, not physically blind. I mean, blind basically means he's never played it before. That's usually the term it means in the gaming world, is he's never played it before. He doesn't know anything, and he's not going to look up guides. He's not going to look up information. He doesn't want help. He's playing through it, completely new experience. Which, by the way, his reaction to finding the arch file in Doom 2 was amazing, and I love that. I have not heard someone have that reaction in years. But yeah, oh man. So, I think without further ado, I think we should get started. The intro, I think that's good enough for the intro. Yeah, he went in with basically a fresh take. Sorry. I thought you would have known the terminology. Basically, going in blind basically means you've never played it before. Come on, OBS. There we go. Alright. So, yes. The rules are going to be ultraviolent. Now, I want to be clear. This is ZDoom. I'm using the source port ZDoom. Now, I did the absolute best I could to try and keep the game and experience as original as possible. Which includes that I can't pass over enemies on their top of their head, because that's usually what ZDoom does. I added that feature. I have no crosshair. I have no free looking. The only real thing that's different, that's going to be kind of an additive feature, is my auto map. That's the only thing that's not going to be exactly original, but everything else is as original as I can do it. Going so far to be the original engine. This is not OpenGL like I'm used to. So, here we go. So, ultraviolent. I will be having it to where when I die, when I finish a level, I'll die at the beginning of the level, so I start with a pistol. Yep, see? That's exactly original Doom right there. I'm not used to that anymore, but oh well. Now, I do not know I don't know how far I'll get into the stream. I'm looking about streaming for like 6 hours. And I might be able to finish all 3 episodes. At least. But yeah, keep me posted on how everything looks on the stream, because I double and triple check everything, but I'm never sure. And kill myself and start with missile. Looks good on your end. Perfect. This is gonna be a fun experience, that's for sure. Anyways, so to respond to something you said before that started the start of the stream in relation to Gears. What did you say? Your favorite weapon was the Retro Lancer. Yeah, because of the chainsaw. My favorite weapon from Gears, did I hear? Thought I just heard something. Okay, whatever. My favorite weapon was the Hammer Burst. At least the 3 burst from Gears 1 before they changed it to a single shot in Gears 2 and onwards. But yeah, with Gears as a whole, it's a fun game, but I wasn't a huge fan of it at the time. Come on. Thank you. I definitely know. I definitely know that when I get to episode 3 and 4, that's where things are going to get a little difficult. Oh, did they brought back the burst? In Judgment. Okay, yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Judgment. And again, I'm not a massive fan of Gears of War, so I can't really say much about Judgment. I just know that they changed the control screen, the control setup for the controller. And I just remember a lot of people were not liking the way the story went or something of the sort. And kill myself and restart. Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of prequel situations, is where they add things that technically should not have been added, but because they have the assets, why not use it type of deal. Man, it's been a long time since I played Doom this way. Wait, Judgment did that? Where it got rid of the two primary trying to remember, because it included like 2 weapons, a pistol, and a grenade, right? That's how the original Gears of War was set up. Retrocharge a Cantus. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like when Duke Nukem Forever went from a game that allowed you to have multiple different weapons to restricted to 2 because it was released on consoles, which I understand that the 2 limit makes it easier for consoles, but I think that's not a good... And it's kind of interesting playing Doom this way, where you have the pistol start. I don't know, Ficus. Hello, welcome. So welcome to the Doom Challenge stream that I'm doing, thanks to a random streamer I discovered. And do that. Alright. Well, hello, Ficus. I never had an issue with the mobile app of Twitch, so I don't know. Has any of the gears do 4-player co-op? That's a question I want to know. Three did. All right. I didn't know 3 did it. Because I don't think I own it. What about it with Ikaruga? Okay, that's all of them, I believe. Ah. I know it's not going to matter that much because once I finish the level... that's good ammo at least. Gears 3 have... Okay. myself. Restart. Pistol start. Yeah, I don't even think I finished Gears 1 on Insane yet. I should get the rocket launcher first before I attempt. Normally, I get those two power-ups, I normally get the Soul Sphere and the Mega Armor, like, close to the end of the stage. Because then I could use the 200 health, 200 armor for the next stage to make it easier. But since I'm doing Pistol Start, I am going to just use them now. Well, it depends on the game. There's some games where the maximum difficulty is not that difficult, like Wolfenstein 3D or Quake. It just depends, because, like, God, I would love, if I was able to do the right research and the right information for it, I would love to do a sort of analytic video about the concept of difficulty in video games. Because it's always been an interesting discussion for me, because the concept of how a game is difficult is always based on a player's perception. I got the chain gun, right? Yeah, I do. Because, like, for me, ultra-violent is simple for me. But for someone who's probably never played Doom before, it could be very difficult. As well, especially knowing the knowledge of the game. You know, like, for example, armor, is a good thing to have. It's, I believe, if I remember my numbers correctly, I believe that green armor is 1/3, while blue armor is 1/2. If I'm using the right nominals right. So I think I'm using the right fractions right, because the green armor is supposed to soak up a smaller percentage of damage, while the blue armor soaks up the most. So while God, I'm blanking on some numbers right now. I believe the Baron of Hell's fireball can do up to 60 or 50 damage towards you or something. And with the blue armor, you could soak up a lot less. So obviously having armor is a good idea to try and have at all times. Hey, Bad Gamer. But yeah, there's some games that use the most bare minimum for difficulty, like enemies do more damage to you, or they're more aggressive, or they change the AI component. I know Halo 3 does that. But most games, do the most bare minimum for difficulty, and you can tell that with a lot of games that are really not good. I did try to finish a lot of games on the hardest difficulty for their achievement. Game Maker Toolkit? No, I don't think I have. Scariest weapon to be targeted by in a video game. There's the Cerebral-Bore in Turok. There's the BFG in Doom. There's the Shrink Gun in Duke Nukem. Come on. Thank you. Gimme. What do you mean by that, Claw? Alright, take care, Claude. Thank you for stopping by, at least. I screwed up. Sarah, stop! You stop, sir. You stop. Yeah, every game has a different way of doing their difficulty. They either do the bare minimal, which is what a lot of modern games did at the time, at least from what I noticed. You have games like Wolfenstein and Doom that changed how aggressive enemies can be and how much damage they do to you, on top of enemy placements were different. Doom 2 went more beyond that by actually adding valuables to difficulty. Because in Wolfenstein, because I've done mapping for Wolfenstein and Doom, so I know about some of the stuff here. In Wolfenstein, if an enemy is placed to be on the map when you're on easy difficulty, they'll still show up even when it's on hard difficulty. While in Doom, you can actually set up values to say, okay, these enemies will show up on easy difficulty, and then put in the same spot, oh, these enemies will spawn if it's on hard difficulty. So, like, in a room, it could be you'll be fighting against shotgun guys, but on ultraviolent, you could be against, I don't know, let's say... I'm trying to think of a good example. Arachnotrons. Say arachnotrons. They also can change items, like maybe on easy difficulty there's more medkits, power-ups, and things like that. But on harder difficulty there's less medkits, there's less power-ups. So difficulty is not only based off of, you know, the enemy placements and difficulty, but then it's also based entirely on the difficulty of the environment of items. So on harder, you know, you got to manage stuff better, which is what makes episode 4 so fascinating in Ultimate Doom, because episode 4, Thy Flesh Consume, has a whole system that if you that entire first level makes all the difference of how well you're going to complete stage 2. And that to me is very fascinating. So it makes you really think conscious about how much damage you take, because there's like not a lot of health kits at all on that stage. So you don't want to, you know, run into the fray. You want to try and do your stuff a little bit better. Then you have games like Rainbow Six, where its difficulty is based off of the response time and enemy placements in the game. Or you have an example like 007 GoldenEye or Perfect Dark, where the difficulty not only changes how many enemies they are, how much damage they do, and also if there's going to be a shield or slash body armor or not, but it also adds the objectives you have to choose. Sometimes certain objectives are the same, but they could change the placement of the objectives. So you have games difficulty that are changed based off of that. It's so many stuff that describes of how a game is difficult. You know, like after playing Dark Souls for so long, when people talk about difficulty of Dark Souls and things like that, I kind of get, you know, I always feel like I think the reason why people think Dark Souls is so difficult is because it is one of those games where you can't play it through conventional means to get through your objective. You know, when you play Skyrim or any other RPG, you kind of just run around, attack, and not mean much of it. But here, you know, you got to be very manageable. Everything is so fine-tuned to your movement, to your dodge roll, and everything. And it's really important how you manage your character. And it's all about knowing the weapon you're using, the damage you're doing, dodge rolling at the right time, don't panic dodge, things like that. Exactly, they do have different meanings depending on the type of the game they are. But a lot of developers don't get that sometimes. And restart. Thank you. Yeah, I've played Doom way too much. Check out that dress. Damn it. God damn it, Z! Also, hi Z. I told you I was gonna do a stream because of the person you watch. How you doing today, Z? Trying to see if there's any health pickups I missed. Alright. Ow. Dang it. Yep, I already told Z about it. I'm an idiot. Yep. Yeah, Ficus. Z was the person that I was talking about. I was at my sister's place, and I just remember him leaving a stream up. Some guy, I guess, playing slot machines in Vegas, and then his stream died or stopped or whatever. I was like, you know what? I was kind of just amusingly watching it out of boredom, so out of curiosity, I wanted to see, well, what else does my friend Z watch that is currently online that I could switch to? And like I said, I saw this guy named Outworld, and he was playing Doom 2 Hell on Earth, and I was like, what is this? I'm curious, and that's when I discovered that, you know, he's never played it before. It's his first time playing through Doom 1 and Doom 2, and he's playing it blind, first time, never seen it before, on ultra violent, and he wasn't going to save. So if he died, he would have had to restart from the beginning. And I thought it was so fascinating that I was like, you know what? I've never done that before. In my years of playing Doom, I'm so used of, you know, saving all the time. So you know what? Let's see if I can finish every single stage in Doom 1 and Doom 2 by starting with the pistol. I know I did. I'm just re-saying it, because why not? Now, granted, I know that since I know what I'm doing, obviously I'm going to have a much easier time. I understand that not everyone who's played Doom as much as I have will know what they're doing. And we're almost at the end. There we go. See, I don't understand why that would be a pace breaker. You know? Because remember, back in the day, arcades didn't have saving, and then when PC happened, saving became common. You had things like King's Quest and Space Quest, and a lot of point-and-click adventure games, and even text adventures like Zork. You were able to save the game. So I don't understand why it would be that problematic. Alright, so I'm not even going to have a rocket launcher for this. This is going to be an interesting battle. Alright, screw it. And there we have it. Those games you mentioned were basically impossible to do in what we call a single player through. They needed a quick save load as a concession to keep people from rage quitting, or worse, recommending piracy. And a lot of these games on consoles did not have that as an option, so if you didn't have a 4,500 capable PC of the day and CODs to actually run these games as intended, you pretty much had to suck it up on consoles. A lot of PC ports of games I played on consoles had no such luxury as a quick save load feature up until original Xbox. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't even, I don't think you can even, I don't even think there was a save load feature on the SNES Doom, and Wolfenstein 3D had a password system. Ow. Damn it. Yeah, it's worse when you have a game that expects you to have lowercase and uppercase letters. Alright. Like how shove that Doom NES into NES support and you have save states. Saves coming away. Yeah. In practice, their accuracy was limited to how deeply developers bother to code the feature. So oftentimes, the generic level password you find in game magazines only had generic loadouts where actually we're able to save stuff. You're much better in shape. Yeah. Although, I believe Wolfenstein 3D for the SNES doesn't allow you to keep your equipment, which is why anytime I play the game, I never use the level passwords. Same with Zombie 8's My Neighbors. I see no reason to ever use a level password in those games because you don't have your equipment, and you kind of need those at some point. Especially in Zombie 8 My Neighbors. Holy shit, is that game hard. I honestly don't get the attitude of save scumming when it's a feature. Like, I can understand save scumming if it's an emulation. Like, if you're doing an emulation and you're that where a game doesn't have it and stuff like that, then that I can understand the save scumming. But if it's a built-in feature like that right there, I don't see a problem with it. Gotta pick this up early. This is my first time ever really legitly using the Berserk pack. I almost never use this legit. There we go. Okay, you know. I think it's a safe time to use it. Hold on. Troop manual saving in a lot of games force you to break flow. So it's always a case of, oh, I'm pretty far to find a good spot to save at, or hit the pause menu to do it. All the more impressive that Creative Assembly chose to embrace that limitation for Alien Isolation. Yeah, it's one of those balanced things sort of deal. Like, there are games I've played that have a checkpoint system that honestly are terrible. Where you would go through like half the level and then it will give you a checkpoint. It's like, are you kidding me? And if you're playing the harder difficulties, it's like, this is bullshit. I think it's grinding reasons. Ah, damn it, I screwed it up. Alright, whatever. Now, here's an interesting question, Zero. Would you consider quick save, would you consider quick saves to be okay for speedrunning, or would you consider the same problem as save states? Oh, I see what you mean with legendaries. Yeah, that's kind of what I did with Rayquaza when I had Sapphire. Oh, wait. Not the yellow key. I should just go over here right now. Hold on, I'm gonna do something. See, I don't know. My mindset's always, if the feature is there, why not use it? Like, I would say, you know, yeah, try to challenge yourself and try beating the game without saving or whatnot. Like, that, I get that. That's fun of a challenge to do. But again, if a player wants to save their game every 2 seconds, every time they do something, let them. As games, we get to choose how we play the adventure. You know, like, I've been playing this game for so long, I know how to do everything, and I know how I play the game. And watching other people play it doesn't mean it's the wrong way to play it, it's their experience in playing it. And even though I sometimes will kind of scoff and laugh at certain people playing the game, like this one guy who took over an hour to finish one stage on very easy difficulty, it's still his way of playing. See, limitations of saves in certain games work. Like, Rainbow Six for the consoles did that. And I think even the original Splinter Cell also had that feature. And it made you really think about when do you want to save, you know? It made you choose your own checkpoints instead of letting the game... the game devs choose when they think it's appropriate for a checkpoint. Because I will tell you right now, trying to finish... Okay, I screwed up here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, that's my death. Alright, that's my first official death. Okay, sorry. I lose my train of thought when I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. And I don't want to pause, which is always so hard. Okay, I'm gonna pick this up. Try to do some smackdowns on you. Yeah, I know. This is definitely an interesting way of playing, I'm going to tell that right now, and I am loving this. Train of thought needs more core. God damn it! Okay, yeah, this is the part that doesn't have a secret. Alright. So I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Some games tend to have checkpoints that are spread out in a terrible way. One game that I can know is Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Those have terrible spots. You were saying words. God damn it, Z. But, like, it just depends on what the developer's intention is supposed to be. If they want to give the player the experience to be able to save and control whenever they want, it makes sense to do that. I mean, Doom is one of those examples. But when Doom got ported over to pretty much every other console imaginable, either there is no save system, or there is, but it's limited, and so on and so forth. Like, you know, Doom on SNES doesn't have a save system. Doom on 3DO doesn't have a save system, but it does track levels. So if you got to, you know, level, let's say level E1M7, and then you quit, you could start from that level, but you won't have your equipment. You'll start from, you know, factory 0, 50 bullets, pistol start. Then you have the GBA, which allows you to save your progress, but only at the end of a stage. So you have to go through a whole stage without, you know, dying, or else you have to start from the beginning. And then you have, like, the original Doom, Doom for PlayStation, the Doom Classic Complete that I have, Doom for Xbox 360, where you can save whenever you wanted to. Doom 3 also had that feature, but it also had a quick save feature. And even on consoles, specifically, I don't know if the BFG edition had it, but I do know on consoles for Doom 3 on Xbox Original, if you press the back button, you could quick save, which is pretty nice. One type of checkpoint I hate is when there isn't one right before a boss, and the last checkpoint is like halfway. See, sometimes when games do that, it could be its style of difficulty and challenge, is to make you go through the stage and make sure your progress is correct before you get to the boss. But it also can be incredibly frustrating to a player when they're just like, why can't there be a checkpoint just before the boss? So it's one of those things where it's really hard to figure out exactly what you want your players to do. Because some games can be very interesting that way, but some games can be very frustrating that way too. And everyone has different feelings of exactly when's the best place to put a checkpoint in and stuff. Yeah. I think the main reason they do that, Z, and I'm not trying to say that this is right or okay, but I think the reason they do that is just in case if you quit the game, and let's say you haven't played it, you know, for a few months, maybe a few weeks or something, and you forgot what happened, and so they put a cutscene in front of you so you can rewatch it just in case. However, in terms of unskippable, yeah, that's not right. That's something I find very interesting that not a lot of games implement. The only ones that I know at the top of my head was Left 4 Dead. But then there's that concept of adaptive difficulty, where as you play, if you're doing really good, you're just dominating stages, the game will try to throw more stuff and curveballs to make it slightly harder. And if you're struggling, then the game tries to get easier. I don't know how I feel about the adaptive difficulty as a whole concept, but depending on the game, it might work pretty nicely. I know shoot-'em-ups do that pretty well. Yeah, I can understand that. Like on PS4 and Xbox One, now that the consoles can stream gameplay directly from them. One thing that some developers started doing was artificially blocking the streaming of said cutscenes because preventing spoil. Yeah, I've been hearing about that lately, and it's been really strange that that's been going on. There we go. That's one way to save some ammo. So funny how this is that's the first time I've ever really used Berserk in this way. I almost never use the Berserk because I'm like, I have weapons to kill. Why do I need to use it? Alright. What? Thank you. Well, okay, that is a thing you can turn off, though, Ficus. I know it's one of those situations of how many people would actually turn it off, but that feature in particular you're talking about is an option you can turn off. There's even an achievement for beating Bioshock without using the Vita Chambers. But again, Bioshock's design was supposed to be in relations to the Vita Chambers, so I don't see that as that big of a problem. The settings of things are on game-to-game basis. Bioshock Infinite, I don't know. I just know in Bioshock 1, you can turn off the Vita chambers, which means that if you die, you have to reload your last save. Block scenes? What do you mean by block scenes? Oh! Sorry, I now get it. Alright. Damn it. I think that's a reference to what is it? The newest God of War. That's a line I don't want to cross right now. Come on. So I like how the GCM pointed out when he was playing the Sin episode of God of War 4 that Kratos was able to discipline his son without using much frontage, so there's nothing else. There's a character development of Kratos if nobody else. Well, this little turd was a shit heel in development. Okay, I kind of don't understand what you mean, but whatever. Okay. Never played it, so I can't say anything. The goddess sassiness. Alright. Like being a god of you better stop being a shit or we'll smack you so hard that even your mother will feel that. Hey, Savon. Boy becomes man. Now you're the man. Yeah, to be honest, I just pulled up whatever I could use from Google, and this looked like it was a trusted source to use. It wasn't like something bad, hopefully. And just put them on the sides to keep the aspect ratio normal. Because normally I would stretch the screen, but you know what, screw it, I wasn't going to do it this time around. Because all it is it's just that. You guys must be talking about stuff I don't know because I've never, like, played all of the God of War games. So I want to pick up that the God of War collection set thing, which includes God of War 1, 2, and 3, and then the 2 God of War PSP games, so the 5 games from one cost. And I found it at a location for $20, but I couldn't pick it up. And probably by the time I do have the money to pick it up, it's probably going to be gone. But at some point I'll get it. It's over here. All right. Just gonna say screw it. This is where things are gonna get very challenging for me. Whoop! Did I screw myself? I think I did. Nope! You guys are having a discussion that I have no idea anything about because I don't play play God of War, nor care about if it goes Egyptian or not. Well, the only way Anubis isn't safe is if Anubis does something wrong. Or gets in the way with his stuff. If he doesn't plan to kill me or torture me, yeah, I would pet Anubis. Kratos as a samurai? Interesting. Summon. I wonder if you can get the voice actor to actually say that. They did get the voice actor to say, what was it? I believe they got the voice actor to say, like, dad jokes or something. Aliens, but the pyramids. We all know that. Serious Sam. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go grab something. What are you guys doing in my chat now? What about the gods in DB Super? Never watched Dragon Ball Super. I never even got to finish Dragon Ball Z. The farthest I got, I believe, was the Majin Buu saga, but it was after he went from being silly and big to skinny and very much a destroyer. My only way of watching Dragon Ball Z was through Toonami, and there was a point where we just couldn't keep up with the series. Well, thank you, Z. Nice. Oh my god. Okay, that tactic's not gonna work, so I'm gonna try this one. I don't know. I just started doing this because of the guy I watched, like I said. If there's any other challenges that come around, I'll look into them. It's gonna be fun. Let's try this. Ninja Gaiden, don't die. Yeah, no. I've tried playing Ninja Gaiden on the NES, just, no, I can't do it. And I've played the, I guess as people want to call it, the remake, I guess, on the original Xbox. I remember not being able to defeat the first boss of the game. I remember trying to play through that game because my brother got it on original Xbox, and I couldn't do it. Nope. It's not even a challenge. Yeah, I don't really like playing Undertale. I love the story and everything, but the gameplay got under my nerves. Yeah, I watched an entire playthrough of the game. I never played it. I still have never played it. I saw how the game was supposed to be played. I saw certain bosses that were only easily taken accountable if you knew what you're doing, and I just didn't like it. Alright. Here's almost the end of episode 2. You're gonna annoy the crap out of me, and I hate you. Thank you. Screw off! And there we go! Pro tip, shoot the cyber demon until it dies, yeah. Oh! 2 episodes down, 2 episodes to go. Oh, this is where things are going to get a lot more challenging for me. Ugh. So, overall, 2 deaths, episode 2 deaths. Let's get this started. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alt F4 to save your life. Lol. Okay. I don't know if OBS is going to still do this.